Is a tremendous body puncher, but how much of this knockout do you attribute to yourself, and how much to Diego Corrales and the various other wars Castillo's been in throughout his career?
Well, you know, as soon as the fight was mentioned against a great fighter like Jose Luis Castillo, I was hugely excited about the fight. And obviously, you know, to hear the sad news of Diego Corrales, you know, passing away, I think, you know, I like to think I'm an exciting fighter. But me and Diego were out of the same mould. We were all action, and I mean, boxing is a sadder sport without Diego Corrales in it. And I'd just like to dedicate that performance not only to Diego, to his lovely wife Michelle, who's here this evening. I hope he sat upstairs very proud and enjoyed that. God bless you, Michelle.
Ricky, but there will be those who say that Castillo, as a result of the fight with Corrales and the various other wars he's been in, was diminished and you weren't fighting a prime Castillo. How do you respond to that?
Well, you know, well, I don't know, you know, I trained for the best Jose Luis Castillo, and, you know, I think that shows in the performance. But I don't know what it is lately. I'm man enough to hold my hands up and say last time and last two performances I was a bit under par. I'd like to think I'd be able to get a bit of a pat in the back for that one.
Indeed. Well, we know how your fans feel about the performance. You've now done something in this fight that Floyd Mayweather failed to accomplish against Castillo in his first fight. Beat him convincingly and do it in a fan-friendly, exciting fashion. Do you have anything to say to Floyd Mayweather or about a potential fight with Floyd Mayweather?
Well, you know, this fight tonight, what round was it? Round 4. I think you saw more action in these 4 rounds than you saw value for money in Floyd's whole career. I'll just leave it at that.
Congratulations, Ricky. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Max. This, incidentally, is a momentary tribute to the fact that the Lampley family tree, Emmanuel, originated in Manchester, England, 7 centuries ago. So, for at least a moment, I get to wear the Ricky Hatton muffler. He didn't like his first trip up to welterweight last year against Luis Collazo. He decided to go back down to 140. Now he cements his identity again as the number 140-pound fighter in the world, but that's not a loaded weight class. Welterweight is where all the action is. Cotto, Margarito, Williams, and of course the big name that Max mentioned is Floyd Mayweather. Could Ricky go back to welterweight and be more comfortable this time?
He could, but I think he's a superstar in the junior welterweight where he seems to fit comfortable. He got everything that he looked for tonight. He got the great victory, the excitement. He is a true superstar now. Maybe one of the biggest attractions in boxing today. I was very impressed with him tonight. And it is interesting that his 2 biggest and greatest victories were against his biggest and most notable names, which is great. Costa Azul and Castillo was the biggest names he's ever fought, and those were his 2 greatest victories. So today what he did, I mean, he's won everybody over, including me.
Yeah, but he's going to have to search long and hard to find another name like that in the 140-pound weight class.
Yeah, but he'll draw with whoever he fights to a certain degree because of the fans.
If he moves up 7 more pounds, there's a boatload of opponents like that, Max. He's got to go to welterweight again, doesn't he?
It looks that way. Let me just say, it's unfair to now play revisionist historian, but I think I'm gonna. Going into this fight just a few minutes ago, I said, this is an even kind of fight. Castillo's a great fighter. He's never been dominated. Wow, would it be something if Ricky Hatton dominated him in an exciting fight, which is exactly what Ricky Hatton did. It seems unfair to take a little credit away, but here it goes. Castillo did look like a shot fighter tonight, like he was showing up to kind of see what this young guy had, and when he saw what he had, he thought, it's too much for me, and packed it in on a body shot.
Yeah, and incidentally, that was quite a moment when Ricky made his little tribute to Diego Corrales in the ring following the fight. That was indeed Diego's wife who came up and gave him an embrace.
16,000 tickets went on sale at the MGM Grand for the event billed as undefeated. The fighters had 81 wins between them and no losses. In a unique plot twist, Oscar De La Hoya promoted the event and even vowed to face the winner. Hatton had craved the very biggest stage, and this was it. Not long after signing his contract, Ricky was at Heathrow, preparing for a transatlantic media tour. 5 cities and 5,000 miles.
Should be fun. Floyd's very entertaining to say the least at the press conferences. I think he'll try and get under my skin, and it'll be quite interesting. Looking quite forward to it.
Ricky touched down in LA the following afternoon and soon met up with another Englishman abroad. Hatton joined David Beckham in a private box to watch his side LA Galaxy in action.
Got a long, hard week ahead of me, what with press conferences, we missed the Mayweather and all that, but today was a nice break, and we met David, and he signed one of his shirts to me there, and signed his boots to me, one to Campbell. So, really, really nice lad.
However, the hospitality was not quite as warm the next day at the first press conference.
Like Burger King. Worse as the week goes on.
Where my crown at? Where my crown I took from that chump?
I've met him on 2 occasions now, and I haven't. If he is a nice side, I haven't seen it yet.
If that was a baptism of fire, it would get no easier on the next stop of the tour. It was Michigan and Floyd's hometown of Grand Rapids. Mayweather's money persona was by now on full show after he received a raucous welcome at his former high school. There was no end in sight to the persistent mind games, but for the most part, Hatton seemed to be keeping his cool. Floyd and his team were relentless in their attempts to get under the hitman's skin as the tour reached New York. Whether it was the heat or the traveling, Ricky looked a little rattled on stage for the first time.
What's up, Chump?
See that knockout, Floyd?
Chump.
Floyd, right here. Hey, Floyd.
Floyd, right here, baby.
Do you think it's working?
What's up, bro? What's up?
Floyd.
Floyd, he wants to say something.
Oh, man, what is that?
Come on. Don't let her go.
She can't say that. She can't fight for you. What Paul? That's what Paul Maldonado.
All right, love, sorry.
He's in the back.
Go get Paul Maldonado.
I think he's a clown, followed by a load more clowns, to put it bluntly.
Afterwards, the American press greeted Ricky warmly, but not all were convinced he would win.
Is this a hard fight for Ricky Hatton?
I think it's an Everest. It's one he can surmount, but it's an Everest for him.
Any fighter with the kind of pride that Ricky Hatton has, you know what he really wants to do is walk up to Mayweather and smash him the Ricky Hatton left hook to the face.
He's an aggressive fighter. He is a non-stop sort of a British version of the Energizer Bunny. But Floyd is impossible to hit.
Mayweather had certainly had his fun on the US leg of the tour, but would it be the same story in Hatton's home territory?
Earlier, and now the people who have braved the rain are going to be seeing the two fighters. December the 8th is the date in Vegas when Hatton will take on Mayweather. The band has struck up, and all we await now is the arrival of Ricky Hatton, the hometown boy in front of his own fans. And the people, they may be damp, they may be a bit depressed about the weather in Manchester today, but they're holding out for their sight of Ricky Hatton, and they can't wait to see the fella. Goodness alone knows, Simon, what Floyd Mayweather will get up to when he appears in front of them. But Hatton's keeping them waiting. There's the fellas there, they know they're on the big screens. Good day to you lads, keep it clean as we await Ricky Hatton.
Well, there were some amazing moments, weren't there, earlier, Jim, when the various promoters were talking about the fight upcoming. They were talking about the demand for the fight as the fighters made their way. Mayweather was kissing the American flag. At one point, he was sitting there with his feet on the desk, counting his money. But as Blue Moon rings out, Ricky Hatton's signature tune, he makes his way onto the stage in front of the home crowd. The reception, as always, was going to be great as the promoter Oscar De La Hoya raises his hands into the air. He points at the promoter. Now he awaits Floyd Mayweather as well. But a great moment for Hatton, and how dearly he'll love to head back there one day after December the 8th, having beaten Mayweather on his home soil. At the moment, that's a dream. At the moment, all the training has to come, but he'd dearly love to take the title off Mayweather. So Hatton takes the applause of the crowd. They've been there some time, Jim. I think it was around about 2.5 hours. We saw them for the first time here on Sky Sports News, waiting patiently in the Manchester rain.
Really, it's unbelievable this weather. Are you glad to be back in Manchester? I mean, you are. To stand next to someone right now, you're greatly admired as well. Dreams come true, don't they, Ricky?
The whole week in America, and unfortunately I couldn't bring the son with us, obviously. Look at the state of this. But you know, that just shows you the support and the love my fans have for me. And you know what, I'll tell you what, December the 8th, we've done a week tour of America. It's been absolutely fantastic. Oscar De La Hoya's promotion and hospitality has been absolutely second to none. Floyd has been disrespecting me all week, as I'm sure you've seen on the TV and stuff like that. He comes across very arrogant and very confident, but he didn't want to come out here in front of you today. So I think that speaks volumes. I think they're going to go.
They want him out here.
He's from Michigan, pretty boy, Floyd Mayweather.
Sorry. Let's get it.
Floyd Mayweather, welcome to the Lion's Den.
Welcome to the Lion's Den. I am the lion. I am the lion. I'm the king of the jungle. This is called Manchester Mayweather.
There was talk that you weren't going to come out here and face this crowd. What do you think of them, Floyd?
I ain't scared of nothing. I love Manchester.
Well, there is Mayweather, and Simon, to some extent, he couldn't have expected anything other than a reception like that. For all that he's been talking up this fight, and for all that he's been putting to Hatton over in America and back here in London this week. Yeah, he said welcome
to the jungle. He said, "I am the lion, I'm the king of the jungle," then tongue firmly in cheek, said, "Welcome to Manchester, Mayweather," referring to the awful weather at Manchester. It's been raining upon the crowd for the last 2 or 3 hours. It's raining really heavily now, but it hasn't dampened Mayweather's spirits whatsoever. To wind it all up with Ricky Hatton.
Well, you know what? I've spent. I tell you what. I spent the whole week with him, and I swear, you've seen it with your own eyes. It's like spending the week with a 6-year-old boy. I tell you. How pathetic. If I end up like that, shoot me. But, you know, the only thing I can do is say that he is ranked at the minute, and I stress at the minute, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's got all the skill under the sun. December the 8th, he's going to have to show some heart, and I don't think his heart will be enough.
And I think we've got a special presentation, Darren.
Yeah. When they walk through the gym doors, a 10-year-old dreams of becoming a world champion, but to become the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, I know Britain's had a lot of world champions and a lot of undisputed champions, but probably not too many who have been the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. So, needless to say, what it means to me, and I'm going to go out there and do it. I'm going to do the country proud.
We've been watching all the pictures coming back from the States. He's tried to intimidate you. He's got up close and personal. You've sort of bit of sense of humour. You fought back that way. Do you think you were getting in his head steadily?
Well, yeah. I mean, Floyd knows what type of fighter I am. I'm fearless. You know, I'm aggressive. I attack, and he knows I'm going to fly at him. You know, on December the 8th. But I think this week he's tried to get under my skin, and sort of like he probably come to try and see that little bit of fear from me. And in the end, I've just been laughing and smiling at him and taking the mickey, basically. You know, I've not rose to his, you know, his temptation, so to speak. So I think he'll go back to America thinking, you know, this guy's not scared of me. You know?
Did you need a fight at this level to keep you motivated?
Well, no, I mean, I've achieved so much in my career. You know, winning 4 world titles in 2 weight divisions and topping the bill in Vegas. You know, I don't think you know. But this is, you know, it was the perfect timing. You know, Floyd had just beat Oscar De La Hoya in his greatest win in a mega fight. I just knocked out Jose Luis Castillo in probably one of my best performances. It was the best time to put it on, and to be called the best pound-for-pound fighter out of any boxer out there, I think didn't bear thinking about. And it's just a shame it's 3 months away. I can't wait, even more so after spending the week with him.
Yeah. Physically, I mean, we'll talk about the weight and everything else. You're going back up to welterweight. Didn't look so good there last time against Luis Collazo, but he's not an actual welterweight either. Is it even money in that area?
Yeah, he doesn't look that big, but having said that, you know, you can't look at that because obviously he's beat big men like Oscar De La Hoya and, you know, people like that. So, but he doesn't look big. I think the last time I fought at welterweight, you know, I come in 8 pounds heavier on the night of the fight, 8 pounds heavier than I would normally come in. Consequently, it slowed me down and it made for the tough fight. This time, I think I'm going to come in the way I perform best at, you know, which is probably about 10 stone 12. And I mean, I think Floyd only goes up to about that, if that. He's the type of fella that probably doesn't fluctuate 3 or 4 pounds either way, really. So there won't be much difference in the weight on the night, you know. So
he says he's going to stand toe to toe. Do you believe that?
He said that against Boldemir. He said that against Oscar. You know, call me old-fashioned. I just don't believe him.
And you're going to cut the ring down. You'll have a strategy, you and Billy Graham, like you had for Kostya Tszyu. You've got maybe a secret weapon there.
Absolutely, yeah. There's got to be a method to the madness, you know. But he's very good defensive. He makes you miss, and there's nothing more tiring, you know, than punching fresh air. So I think I've got to be careful, even though I'm setting a hot pace, which he doesn't like. I think I've got to be careful that I don't waste too many punches and I leave a bit of gas in the tank for the second half of the fight. But I think I know what he's up to tactically.
And just finally, one last thing. Tickets have been a problem. It's a total sellout. But you'll have some backing there, at least maybe half the crowd, do you think?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the allocation was 3,900, but 15,000 flights and hotels were already sold, so they're going to be there in force. Apparently there's been closed-circuit TVs being put up in the casinos in and around Las Vegas, and in a matter of hours, 8,000 tickets have gone already, and that's them Brits that probably haven't been unfortunate to get tickets to. But if you can't be there, unfortunately, you know, pay get on Sky Box Office and get it paid, because I'm going to do the country proud. You know, they said I couldn't do it against Costizu. They said I couldn't do it against Castizeo. They're saying it again here, but I'm going to do it.
Ricky, we cannot wait for it. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good. Yeah, Ricky doing my sales pitch job for me, straightening my tie and everything is, but he's absolutely right. This fight is at a 16,500 sellout at the MGM Grand, and the only way you can watch it, if you haven't already got one of those precious golden tickets, is indeed on Sky Box Office. It should be an absolutely a very great pleasure of introducing on Sky Sports
Ricky, thank you very much.
the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today, Floyd Mayweather Jr. But Floyd, I thought you were retired. What's brought you out of retirement?
All my British fans, they want to continue to see great boxing, so that's what I'm here to give them, and I feel good. I'm happy just to be over here and get embraced and feel the love and the passion. So it's great to be over here.
So what sort of challenge is Ricky Hatton then? Where would you place him amongst people you fought previously?
I can't really say. I'm pretty sure I faced that style before. You know, he's straight ahead guy, rugged, tough, but I don't think he's never been in there with a guy like me, a guy who can show his versatility, real flashy, flamboyant, make smart moves, and is just good all around the board.
Yeah, because we saw you maybe trying to psych him out a little bit in the press conferences across the
I don't have to psych you out. 38-0. 6-time world champion, 5 different weight class. I ain't got to tell him nothing. The record speaks for itself.
But do you think you got under his skin at all? Do you think he is worried about you particularly?
Well, you see what he said. He got to go home and watch tapes, not me. I'm going to go home and dance with the stars.
Is that going to be a problem then? Because you train in Vegas usually. You're going to be in LA presumably for part of the time. Maybe up to 2 weeks before the fight if you get to the final. And I hear you're pretty good.
Well, I'm up for big challenges. I always try to make the impossible possible as far as Dancing with the Stars. I want everybody that's in the whole country over here to vote for me. It's going to be great. My partner is Karina Smirnoff. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's a marvelous dancer. She's pound for pound the best dancer. I'm pound for pound the best fighter. So we have a good matchup. And when it's Dancing with the Stars, I have to become a team player.
Fair enough. He says you're going to be on the back foot dancing in the ring. Is that going to happen or not? You're going to stand toe to toe. Is that right?
I can tell you one thing. My hand will be raised December 8th.
And how, no worries at all about Ricky Hatton. What does he bring to the table? What do you have to worry about in terms of him?
I got to watch out for his headbutts and his hold. That's all he like to do is headbutt and hold, punch and hold, punch and hold. That's not exciting. That may be exciting to some fans who like to. Actually, he should go and Dance with the Stars since he like to slow dance so much.
Okay, fair enough. One last question then. If it's close, back here for a rematch potentially, would you like to fight here?
All I gotta say is December 8th, don't miss the fight. Buy pay-per-view. Ricky, the Hitman Hatton versus Pretty Boy Floyd, the one and only lifestyle flashy.
Thank you so much. Floyd Mayweather Jr. doesn't do things by halves. He is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It is the biggest test of Ricky Hatton's career. In his 43 fights, he's never faced anything quite like this before. He'll have to rise to the occasion. Can he do it? Well, it's a total sellout. No tickets available at all in Las Vegas. The only way of seeing it, if you haven't already got a ticket, is indeed on Sky Box Office.
Craig belts picked up at 5 different weights. A measure of the task facing the Hitman.
But now I've got the greatest opportunity that I think a fighter can ever have is to fight the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And December the 8th, I hope to do my fans, my family, my team, and my country proud.
Perhaps it was just the jet lag, but this was a laid-back Mayweather, ready for once to talk up his opponent.
He's straight ahead guy, rugged, tough, but I don't think he's never been in there with a guy like me, a guy who can show his versatility, real flashy, flamboyant, make smart moves, and is just good all around the board. Don't get punished.
Fatty's coming.
Don't worry.
Although at the latest in their series of face-offs, the tension between the fighters was again evident.
You're not going to kiss me, are you? But I think this week he's tried to get under my skin and sort of like, he probably come to try and see that little bit of fear from me. And in the end, I've just been laughing and smiling at him and taking the mickey.
Because we saw you maybe trying to psych him out a little bit in the press conferences across the
I don't have to psych you out. 38-0, 6-time world champion, 5 different weight class. I ain't got to tell him nothing. The record speaks for itself. Everybody you fought was over the hill.
Yeah.
Everybody you fought was over the hill.
So the verbal sparring continues, and the next round of it's on the Hitman's home turf in Manchester. Craig Slater, Sky Sports.
6 months ago, the pound-for-pound king entered the ring for boxing's biggest fight in years.
Mayweather beginning to operate like a surgeon.
He emerged undisputedly the dominant force in his sport.
No matter what they do, they cannot beat me, man.
38 bouts, 38 victories. Titles in 5 weight classes. Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer in the world.
Brilliant, clean, hard shots for Pretty Boy Floyd.
They can't stop me.
But an ocean away, a new challenge is lurking. Another undefeated champion who's everything Mayweather isn't. Ricky the Hitman Hatton, a free-swinging knockout artist whose capacity to absorb punishment is matched only by his penchant for doling it out. A modern-day folk hero who shuns clubs for pubs and an arrogant swagger for homespun charisma.
Ricky Hatton should just be appreciative that I'm giving him an opportunity. I mean, you see me, 250 on the wrist, 300,000 on the pinky, 600,000 on the neck.
Look at me ring. Look at me chain. Look at me tailor-made suit, $3,000. Who gives a
4 weeks, 2 camps, all access. This is an unfiltered look at the lives of 2 champions as they prepare to take boxing's grandest stage. This is Mayweather Hatton, 24/7. In a Chinatown parking lot just off the Vegas Strip, everyone waits to go inside until the champion arrives. When you're a king in the ring, you operate on your own schedule. And just as importantly, you do it with a signature style.
Hey, look, you can't just wake up and talk like this. You can't just wake up and walk like this.
Loyalty is everything. Everything. Without loyalty, you don't have anything. That's the foundation of everything that we operate on.
There's perhaps no one Floyd Mayweather trusts more than his manager, Leonard Ellerbe. For a decade, he's been the fighter's closest advisor, as well as the leader of an ever-growing entourage that surrounds Mayweather in and out of the ring.
When it's all said and done, Floyd gonna be the only one bruised.
Me, I don't gotta work hard in the gym.
Floyd gonna be the only one battered.
I do this in my sleep.
He's the one who got to take the risk.
While y'all sleeping, I'm working.
I'm the one who got to make him take the risk.
While y'all working, guess what? I'm working.
I make him take the risk because I know more than the rest of the around him.
Work! Work! Fighters don't stop.
The most colorful member of the crew also has the most critical role. Floyd's uncle, Roger Mayweather, has been training him for nearly 10 years, the closest thing the champion has left to a father figure. Across the country, it's cold and raining in New York City. Floyd Mayweather Sr. is back east, working with other fighters, no longer a part of his son's entourage, or for that matter, his life.
Who is he? This is Floyd Joy Mayweather Sr., the greatest trainer of all time. Not this time, that time.
Castillo in 4 rounds and then goated the pound-for-pound champ.
Do you have anything to say to Floyd Mayweather or about a potential fight with Floyd Mayweather?
This fight tonight, what round was it? Round 4. I think you saw more action in these 4 rounds than you saw value for money in Floyd's whole career. I'll just leave it at that.
When Hatton made the comment that he made on HBO, Floyd looked to me and said, "Make the fight happen."
The undefeated Ricky Hatton trains amid unassuming surroundings, as his opponent's behavior on the press tour last month didn't hurt. The 5-day trip began in Los Angeles, where Mayweather exhibited the expected dose of bluster and bravado.
Come on, give me some of that face-to-face action. You know you're fighting the best, right? You willing to die?
As expected, the trash talk from Mayweather was relentless.
Man, these boys are easy work. These boys can't beat me. You already know what you facing, boy. You facing the truth.
The antagonizing left Hatton unfazed.
What do you say?
He's a good fighter. Everybody knows he's a good fighter, but he don't have to keep telling us. You know, I'm the best, I'm this, I beat him. We know Floyd. Change the record.
There's only one Mayweather.
I think Floyd likes to play mind games with his opponents. I think he likes to feel he's got under his skin. And if he went back thinking he got under my skin, he'd be wrong.
When the tour shifted across the Atlantic, the frenzied Hatton faithful went on the attack.
10 years more champ. The truth. Ricky Hatton talking about, Floyd, you're really disrespecting me. I mean, what you mean I'm really disrespecting? Y'all disrespecting me.
After 5 cities and 5,000 miles of Mayweather's badgering, taunting, and posturing, Hatton was more exasperated than intimidated. To the public, fans packed the gym, eager to watch their local hero at work.
Anybody can come in my gym and watch me train. You know, I share the gym with all the rest of the fighters. There's no superstars in our gym. That's the Phoenix Camp gym. It's not Ricky Hatton's gym, you know.
A lot of people call Ricky the people's champion because he really is with the people. It's kind of Ricky's character, isn't it? Rough and ready, you know. I mean, if you look back here, you wouldn't exactly call this the Hollywood Hills, would you? You know, and there's no airs and graces in this mill, and there's no airs and graces in Ricky.
Get away a minute. I'm on my way. My goal is just to keep people around you that's positive, keep working hard, keep dedicating yourself, and we'll see what the future is like.
Bright lights, big city, and a world champ. There's no such thing as the dead of night in the 24-hour culture of Las Vegas. And that suits Floyd Mayweather perfectly. As the town comes to life around him, he goes to work.
It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. Just got a call from Floyd, getting ready to meet him at 24 Hour Fitness. While most other fighters are sleeping, he's working.
While people stay up all night all over this town, they usually don't do it here. But Mayweather says going to work when his opponents would be sleeping gives him a psychological advantage. And so 5, sometimes 6 times a week, he pulls his own night shift.
When I'm out there training, when I'm training in the gym, at first I thought it was all for the money. I was like, yeah, I'm doing this for the money. But then it's obvious it's not for the money because I got enough money. So it's obvious it must be for the love of the sport.
As the evening training reaches its halfway point, it's a perfect time to knock another item off the to-do list, a haircut. In Floyd Mayweather's world, even the barber is always on call, happy to give the champ a trim, while everyone else tries to take a short breather.
Hey, yo, check this out. I'm gonna take you people behind the scenes of 24/7. This the mic man right here, 24/7. This behind the scenes. This the mic man behind 24/7. And he be sleeping with the mic like that. Floyd, I got you.
What drives him is to be great. Not great like people say great, but to be the greatest fighter ever.
It's become a post-match ritual, a victorious Hatton unveiling a t-shirt featuring his head attached to an overweight body. And the careful design process has become its own camp tradition as well.
Yeah, that one.
Another major decision sorted out.
That's one thing we don't have to worry about now.
That's
one thing off the list. Feel better that now's off my shoulders.
There's no panic to the fight now. He's picked his funny t-shirt to put his head on a big fat body, so everything's done now.
Colin, he has chose the t-shirt. All right, mate. Thanks. Looks like it can be done. We're okay. I'm not in control of Ricky off-season. I know Ricky blowing up it's not good for him. Of course it's not good for him, but it's good for him mentally.
Look, don't forget he's under massive pressure, being who he is. So he's got to let off some steam, somehow. But just he lets off a lot of steam.
After months of indulgence, countless pints and packed-on pounds, the Hatton alter ego has vanished, with a rock-solid welterweight taking its place. While Hatton's personality undergoes a transformation in the ring, the body isn't far behind, nearly 30 pounds shed since he began training.
Nobody trains harder than Ricky when the time comes to train. Ricky's ferocity in the gym is unbelievable. Billy doesn't have to push him, he pushes himself. Billy doesn't believe that you should push a boxer. If it's not within the boxer to push himself, then the boxer's not going to make it. Because don't forget, in that 10th, 11th, 12th round, Billy can't be in the ring with him.
Punch leading to the only official knockdown of his career. He'd win the fight, but the injury has continued to dog him.
I can just order you one of these.
You ain't never seen
You can have it in your house.
Y'all ain't never seen a black and a white man, huh? Huh? You ever seen a black man with white hands? Welcome to America. You can get whatever you want for the right price. With my elbow, my back, so I mean, it goes on. Well, up and coming, this baby Roger right here.
Yeah, I don't mind talking to the press. I like it if they ask me good questions, but not fucking stupid ones.
It's fantastic for me, you know, not only is my brother, you know, he's one of the best fighters out there in the world.
Young people love you. Old people love you. Women love you. Get up, that son of a bitch.
That's a red light, I'm running it. Red. Yeah. Give me a Ricky Hatton hug. Oh. You know, I talked the talk. I said what I had to say. Let me see how you gonna shoot to my body. Oh. Now he wanna get behind camera and talk trash. Take notes, motherfucker.
I want to ram that crown that he wears on his head right down his throat.
Are you worried about Hatton at all?
Oh, no.
Ricky Hatton is a horrible man to fight. He won't leave you alone for 1 minute. I'm glad I don't have to fight him.
He gonna bring his A game and get his what whoop?
Buns.
No, ma. This 24/7. You can tell him
Buns.
shit. He gonna get that ass tapped, baby.
If he beats me, he'd have earned it, but he won't.
The steel support, wooden panels, foam padding, and a canvas apron. A boxing ring is nothing more than the sum of its simple parts. What makes up a boxer, though, is infinitely more complex. First, the tangible attributes of muscle and fitness earned through punishing training camps. And then qualities only discernible once the bell sounds on fight night. Courage, hunger, and a capacity for pain. And while it takes but 1 day to assemble the components of the ring and the infrastructure for the spectacle that surrounds it, a boxer must devote a lifetime to building himself into a champion.
Was thousands thousands of miles from Manchester, but was certainly made to feel at home.
You'd think he was in my hometown, you know, and Floyd would like everybody to think that, you know, everybody's come here to watch him and that. Not a prayer, you know. I just make sure he brings that belt Saturday.
Floyd made the short trip across town and entered to a chorus of boos. Ricky had time to check out the arena and bumped into another Mayweather, keen to show off his boxing credentials. His father, Roger, watched on before giving his own damning verdict on the hitman's chances of beating Floyd.
You don't believe Ricky Hatton can beat my nephew? You don't believe that yourself. If I look you in your eye and you say in that TV that Ricky Hatton can beat Floyd Mayweather, the whole world probably call you in on that. Even the people from England will call you in.
Hatton then headed for a workout at the headquarters of the UFC. He was joined by Oscar de la Hoya, who was keen to pass on his own tips, having shared a ring with Mayweather.
Well, he's gonna be going like, you know, when he goes like this, I mean, he's wide open, for that shot. Yeah, you're great at body shots, you know.
The hitman stoked up the atmosphere ahead of the press conference the next day.
See, with Floyd, it's own mind games. He wants to be seen to get in the edge, and he just leant on me that little bit, you know, as if to shove me back. And all I did was lean back on him. Don't you touch me, he said, you know. So if in somewhere in the back of my mind I felt to myself, well, I could get beat here, then I would be more nervous. But it's a win all the way in my mind, you know, no shadow of a doubt.
As well as his passionate following, Ricky also had support from major names in the sport. Mexican superstar Marco Antonio Barrera made no secret of who he was backing on Saturday.
Yeah, Ricky Hatton come to Las Vegas to win the fight. I think so, because Hatton have the similar Mexican style.
Tickets were hard to come by, even if you were an A-list celebrity. Hatton's father, Ray, had the tough job of fielding requests, which even came from a certain British girl band.
Spice Girls wanted to meet Ricky, didn't they, before the fight?
Yes, they've asked him to meet him before the fight, but it's getting a little bit tight now for, you know, and unfortunately I don't think we'll be able to do that.
Vegas was used to hosting big fights, but this one was threatening to take over the city. By the time Friday's weigh-in arrived, some 20, maybe 30,000 British fans had descended on Nevada.
Come on, Ricky!
Queues began at 6 a.m. that morning, and when the fighters entered the building, the atmosphere was electric.
Hitman!
I just want you to answer me two questions. Who have you come to see? Floyd? Me? Who's taking the belts? Let's have him.
At all? I'm not worried about nothing, man. Floyd Mayweather.
How fit do you feel?
Well,
Are you ready to go?
Who body look better?
Preliminaries, none of which have really satisfied the hunger of this big crowd for some great boxing action. So all the energy is left to be released for the main event. Let's get ready for Floyd Mayweather versus Ricky Hatton.
Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer on the planet. For unmitigated brawling, there's only one Ricky Hatton. Together, they have created one of the biggest events on this year's boxing calendar. Both are undefeated champions. Both are coming off signature wins. Last May, Floyd Mayweather claimed the most important victory of his extraordinary career when he beat Oscar de la Hoya for a 154-pound title.
Mayweather beginning to operate like a surgeon.
One month later, the world junior welterweight champion led a British invasion of Las Vegas when he faced off with Jose Luis Castillo. Upward of 10,000 British citizens made the trip across the Atlantic, and they witnessed one of Hatton's finest performances.
The perfect left hook to the liver ends the fight.
I think you saw more action in these 4 rounds than you saw value for money in Floyd's whole career. I'll just leave it at that.
When Hatton made the comment that he made on HBO, Floyd looked to me and said, "Make the fucking fight happen."
The fight sold out in less than 1 hour. From the moment the contracts were signed, the biggest challenge of Hatton's career stared him right in the face.
Are you willing to die to somebody? I'm willing to die. Are you?
Can Hatton's relentless pressure solve the riddle so many before him had found impenetrable? Or will Mayweather dismiss Hatton in the ring as casually as he has dismissed him in the run-up to the fight?
What makes Ricky Hatton any different from any other opponent that I faced? All of them got their ass spanked. He gonna get his ass spanked too.
Tonight, they meet in Mayweather's adopted hometown of Las Vegas, and Hatton fans have once again crossed the pond in droves in hope of making Floyd's backyard Hatton's home court. Floyd Mayweather versus Ricky Hatton is finally here. To jump inside to fight him anyway. Hatton weighed in at 145, 2 pounds under the welterweight limit, as somewhat tells the tale of his 140-pound background, and Mayweather has long ago become accustomed to making 147 the welterweight limit.
The record is a perfect one, consisting of 43 bouts, 43 victories, including 31 knockouts. He is a 3-time world titleist, currently recognized by Ring Magazine as the true junior welterweight world champion. Presenting the challenger, the former welterweight world champion and 2-time junior welterweight champion of the world, the undefeated fighting pride of Manchester, England, Ricky Hitman Hatton. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing gray, official weight, 147 pounds. A perfect professional record also. 38 bouts, 38 victories, including 24 knockouts. He has captured 5 world titles in 5 different divisions and is rated by all as, pound for pound, the best in the world. From Grand Rapids, Michigan, former junior lightweight, former lightweight, former super lightweight, former super welterweight world champion, the reigning, defending, undefeated welterweight champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd, a.k.a. Money Mayweather.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight over good sportsmanlike conduct on both the fighters and the cornermen, you understand? Give me a clean fight, obey my commands at all time, and remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch him up. Go.
Floyd Mayweather insists that Ricky Hatton should appreciate that he is getting a chance to fight him. Let's see how Ricky Hatton shows his appreciation.
Crowd, or at least as long as Hatton is functionally in the fight.
See, that's again that foot speed. He's got Floyd losing his balance. He's making Floyd move a lot faster than he wants to.
And if Floyd was the American boxer.
Good straight right hand by Mayweather. Another effective, accurate.
Figured that his steel would pay off because he could get closer and eventually wear out Mayweather but still taking punches.
At a time, and some of them have been very effective.
But so far, he's keeping Ricky at a distance where he can catch him. But if he lets Ricky start crying, then as the fight goes on, it's going
to... Sean's going to punch.
And maybe the most important thing, at least in the first half of the round, is that Hatton's eye has not opened up again yet.
But Floyd Mayweather is now, as they get to the center of the ring, landing accurate counter shots and snapping Hatton's head back.
But if forced to, which he has to do tonight, he's got to. Ricky's making him have to fight.
Al Hatton is hurt by those two big Mayweather shots.
He's getting to the same punch contender.
Pulls him away.
This is definitely not Dancing with the Stars.
I think it's turned out to be a very good round for Floyd Mayweather because he withstood the jab. He disguises it with his lead shoulder. He throws it very accurately. Crowd thunders its appreciation as Hatton almost gets penalized.
Another round where...
You know, last month we had a fight between Cotto and Mosley. A brilliant fight that...
Hatton back against the ropes. Reversing the pattern. Uppercut by Mayweather. Good punch.
Yeah, Floyd's really...
He's mixing up his attack.
Well, Ricky is breaking the best out of him.
Great right hand seems momentarily to stun Hatton. But Ricky bounces and comes forward again.
But he's just eating up those right hands. And Floyd, as I said at the end of the last round, is becoming more physical and more aggressive himself now.
Hatton would do well to try to get out of the center of the ring.
He thinks very good when he gets tired.
Good quick left hook by Mayweather as Hatton came in. Sometimes it's the right hand, sometimes it's the left hook. Huge round for Mayweather here in the 8th.
And don't forget, there's no standing count here.
Mayweather believes he's got Hatton in big trouble. Hatton gets a chance to land a right hand in return. Huge difference between Mayweather's connect percentage and the percentage of punches landed against him, and you're seeing this does nothing to dampen the enthusiasm from time to time, somewhat in the fashion of Roy Jones at the peak of his career. Now there's that straight right hand again. And Joe Calzaghe, who's 44 and done. They've been stride for stride throughout their careers.
Check left hook. A check left hook right into it. He never saw it.
What a perfect shot. The left hook by Mayweather, and that tells you everything you know.
And he is on shaky legs.
Yeah.
He's on shaky legs. He's got to bide time here.
Well, he's not the type of fighter that knows how to do that.
Every situation for Hatton.
This fight is over. Floyd Mayweather has a knockout victory over Ricky Hatton.
Mayweather dealt with a situation or a fighter he's never been confronted with before.
And it brought the best out of him.
He stayed close and closed the show.
A brilliant performance.
Hitting him with quite often tonight. That punch and the right hand lead have been very consistent.
Hatton going head first into the ring post, which certainly didn't help.
Well, he didn't see it because his mind was all on offense. Plus, I think he was getting a little fatigued at that stage.
And then this is the end. Another flush left hook. A straight right hand. And before Mayweather could land another punch, Joe Cortez pulling Mayweather away as Hatton collapsed into the corner. Completely done. Two left hooks.
Very accurate punches.
He's a tremendously accurate puncher. Statistically, the most accurate in the sport. And you saw it again tonight. Never has it been more clear who's the world's #1 pound-for-pound fighter. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official numbers on the knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, this contest comes to an end at 1 minute, 35 seconds of round number 10. The winner by knockout victory, and still, pound for pound, the best in the world, still welterweight world champion, Pretty Boy Floyd, a.k.a. Money Mayweather.
Congratulations, Floyd. What was your strategy coming into the fight, knowing that it would be such a grueling, mauling beginning?
First of all, I want to thank God for this victory. I love all the fans that came over from the UK. I love all the American fans. It's truly been a blessing, to be in the sport of boxing. But I just took my time. I fought on the inside. I fought on the outside. And that was our game plan.
Did he make you uncomfortable at all? Because we've never seen you in that situation.
Well, a true champion can adapt to anything. A true champion can adapt to anything. But, I want to thank Team Mayweather, Mayweather Promotions, Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, Richard Schaefer. They've done one hell of a job. And all the fans from the UK, I love you.
Is there anything he did or could do that surprised you at all?
I already knew coming into this fight. That's why I didn't prepare halfway. I pushed myself to the limit. Ricky Hatton is one tough fighter. He's still a champion in my eyes, and I love to see him fight again.
Could you sense late in the fight, in the last couple of rounds, that he was weakening, that he wasn't coming at you quite as hard?
Ricky Hatton is probably one of the toughest competitors that I ever faced. He kept coming. I hit him with some big shots, some big body shots, but he kept coming. And I see why they call him the Hitman.
Well, let's take a look at the knockdowns and the stoppage, and you describe what happened and how the drift of the fight was going.
Back, it's called the check hook. It's called the check hook. You learn that, you learn that shot from the old legendary trainers in Michigan. It's called the check hook. And he ran right into the shot, came straight ahead.
Did you know that he was unsteady and couldn't survive very much longer?
Well, I just want him to, I'm glad that my opponent, hopefully he fight another day. Well, he's one hell of a fighter, man. What else can I say? I just went out there and took care of business and done my job.
Did you think early on that the way he was coming and with his passion and determination, that there would come a time in the fight where you could get this kind of ending?
Well, I wanted to show the fans that I still got it. That's why I went through hand therapy, to show them that I can still punch with power, and I still got those exciting fights in me left. Because I think a few fights ago I gave the fans a couple of dub fights, but I wanted to come back with spark and a lot of energy. So that's what we did tonight.
You said to us yesterday that you intended not to retire, as you once put it, but to take a long vacation, 9 months, a year. What is your feeling right now about the future?
Well, thanks to Al Heyman, Leonard Ellerby, Golden Boy Promotions, and just one hell of a team. What else can I say? They pushed me to the limit. They got me everything that I asked for. They got me two of the biggest fights in boxing history, and it's just truly a blessing. Now I need a vacation. I'm not trying to call out no welterweights. I've done what I had to do in the sport. I accomplished what I had to accomplish. Now it's time for me to become a promoter.
So are you saying you're not going to fight a Miguel Cotto, a young, up-and-coming, strong fighter that a lot of people would like to see you in with?
Miguel Cotto is one hell of a champion, along with the rest of the welterweights. Shane Mosley is one hell of a champion. All the guys at welterweight and 154, and they are big champions. But I once said before when I talked to my team, I won't let the sport of boxing retire me. I'll retire from the sport. And I had one more thing to accomplish. I always wanted to go over to the UK and fight. So since I couldn't go to the UK, we brought the best from UK, which is Ricky the Hitman Hatton. He's right here. Talk to him, Ricky. Come on over.
Just this last thing,
come on over,
Floyd.
Ricky.
You want to go down as one of the best or the best fighters around. The best fighters have always taken on all the challenges out there. Like a Cotto or a Vernon Forrest or a Winky Wright, whoever is out there, so that you can do your thing.
I've done what I had to do in the sport. 6-time world champion, 5 different weight classes, 20 championship fights. I fought the best from all over the world, from De La Hoya to Ricky Hatton, and the list goes on and on. I have nothing else to prove to the world. Like I said before, I'm not gonna let boxing retire me. I'm gonna retire from boxing, and Golden Boy Promotions and Mayweather Promotions are the future of boxing.
Thank you very much. Again, congratulations, Floyd. All right, Ricky.
Fucking fans love you.
Ricky, it sounds like you haven't lost any of your friends or neighbors or fans tonight.
What a fluke that was. No, I thought I was doing all well. I think I was forcing it, but he's very good at making you miss and slipping and sliding. And I thought I was in the fight, but he had, he had a good round, and he was better inside than I thought. He could use his forehands to make room for the shots, and he got me.
Did you feel in the early stages of the fight that you were accomplishing what you wanted to do in making him work hard and being in his chest continually?
I think it was working, but I didn't quite stick to the game plan. I think I was a little bit too gun-ho, so to speak. I think I could have been a little bit more subtle in my approach, but he felt big and strong. I don't think he's the biggest welterweight I've seen, but I felt the difference,
Did you feel that you were just fighting with more emotion than you anticipated?
No, it's just, I knew what the tactics were. I knew what the tactics were to do. I think when we spoke this afternoon and all the guys and we were talking, I think what I was doing totally made sense, but I just wasn't quite good enough to apply it tonight.
When you almost knocked him down early, although it wasn't a big shot, he nearly went down. Did you feel, okay, this is going to go the way I think it should?
No, I expected him to, be the fastest at the early stages of the fight and slow down, but he was very clever, at nicking a breather and fiddling and farting about, and using his arms and elbows to get out of the way. And that's what he did, and then he picked off a couple of shots, and that was that.
So that in the late rounds, when he started to stand his ground and throw some combinations at you, you seemed to be slowing up and giving him just the kind of chance that he seized at the very end. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was forcing it, and I was doing well, but I think should have been just a little touch more care. I mean, I think it sounds daft this, but he's knocked me out, but I don't think he's the hardest puncher I've fought, but he's very accurate and he makes the right room for his punches, and and he got me.
It's not easy from this position, but can you give us just a brief statement about what you think your future still is in boxing?
Well, it's a lot easier at this position than on the position I was on my back, but I think, I know he's not the biggest welterweight in the world, but I think he's more natural at the weight than me. I think it showed at times, he was cleverer than I expected inside. I think one or two little sneaky fouls with the forearms and the shoulders and able to make the room for himself, but as I keep saying, it's not a tickling contest, is it?
It's not, but will you be getting into some of these battles again?
Oh yeah, you knock me down, I keep getting up, I keep coming back. Ricky Hatton's not finished. I think I was in the fight to a degree,
Thank you very much, Ricky, for a good fight.
Sorry, everybody. Thank you.
Jim?
All right, and let the record clearly state that the official judges shared none of Harold Letterman's enthusiasm for what Hatton was doing in the early rounds. The official scores at the moment of the knockout were 89-81, 89-81, and 88-82, indicating that Clemens and Moretti